Namaste, good afternoon, friends. On behalf of the Press Information Bureau, Mumbai, I extend a very warm welcome to Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change, Leena Nandan ma'am, who has been extremely busy since the past 2 days with the third working group meeting. And today she will interact with the media in Mumbai. Apart from that, we also have Bivash Ranjanji, who is the additional DG of the Ministry of Environment and Forests. And we also are joined by additional DG of PIB New Delhi, Mattu JP Singh, who is the spokesperson for the ministry. There'll be a presentation. Okay, there's a small presentation for all of us to see, and then we'll throw the floor open for questions. I request every one of us to please keep your mobiles on silent. When you ask the question, please introduce yourself and your organization.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we have a small presentation which is an update of what we have done till now and how we are taking this process of the third ECSWG forward. So next, please. So we started with this mega beach cleanup activity, which was very widely publicized and very well attended, not only from the central government side, but also from the state government side. And we had huge number of beaches, and this took place across almost 20 G20 countries. So it was a very coordinated exercise with regard to beach cleaning, to draw attention to the fact that individual action does make an effect in controlling pollution of the seas. And it is important not only to look at the government for solutions, but also to take responsibility for our own actions. And so this was, like it's written here, to create awareness and sensitize people on the role of community participation in safeguarding our coasts and oceans. And also, like I said, it is also to bring in Jan Bhagidari concept, which is like every action as a community also we take is important among the public at large to achieve the objectives of the lifestyle for environment, which is a very big condition that we're putting on people to take responsibility for their actions. Next, please. So there's a global participation which made this event a huge success. And this event was conducted in 20 countries like Argentina, Australia, very widespread across different continents, UK, USA, Russia, Mexico, and Korea, and 6 invitee countries to the G20, which are Egypt, Nigeria, Mauritius, Oman, Netherlands, and Singapore. And in India, the event was conducted not only in Juhu Beach in Mumbai, but also across 37 beaches all across India. And the participation was close to almost 16,000 volunteers took part in this beach cleanup activity. And the build-up to the event also came from successful social media campaign. So it was in coordination with the coastal state and UTs, which highlighted the mission life and involving many G20 countries. So through social media, we took this whole initiative forward, and people responded very enthusiastically to this social media campaign also. So this is some of the pictures, snapshots from the different countries which took part in this cleanup activity. And we had it in Russia and Mauritius. And if you can see, they have even made a G20 kind of logo from the people who have participated in this event. There was Australia and Japan and Netherlands and Mexico. So the highlights of the main event at Juhu Beach, there was a sand art, which was done by the renowned Padma awardee. There was a selfie point where the honorable ministers and the chief minister also were present. And there was a painting competition where almost more than 5,000 children participated on the campaign of ocean awareness and how children can make a difference in drawing attention to this marine pollution. And there was also a pledge board in which various citizens across the various streams took a pledge to save the oceans. And this was followed by an Ocean 20 dialogue, which took place in the second half of the day. And the inaugural address took place by the Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences. And from the Ministry of Environment side, our additional secretary took part. And also it was led by the Indonesian representative who had already been present here. And this was a clarion call for collective action. Also, it envisages a platform for shared knowledge and will act as a beacon guiding us towards sustainable and climate resilient blue economy. So there were three themes which this Oceans 20 dialogue tackled. First was about science, technology, and innovation for the blue economy. The second was policy and governance initiatives which can improve the blue economy. And the session 3 was establishing finance mechanisms, because this is one of the most under-financed SDGs. And so this was about how we can use alternative and blended finance solutions to establish some kind of funding for the Blue Oceans theme. And this also had very enthusiastic participation from across different countries. And during the question and answer session, the delegates interacted with the expert panels to make the discussion engaging and very lively. And then the day 2 and 3, this is what is happening today and tomorrow. So this is the discussion on the communique, which will span across 2 days of the third ECSWG meeting. And this is the presidency's approach for the communique development, the first draft of which was circulated already to the G20 members. There were focus group discussions with the G20 members to seek inputs, and there were incorporation of inputs to develop a revised draft of the communique. And the key principles which will drive the India presidency to communique development is that it has to be consensus-driven, it will be comprehensive and integrated, and will also be very inclusive. That's all.
Thank you, Namita. So, Sanjay ji, would you like to start? Yeah? 1 minute. We'll just give Madam a chance to make some remarks, and then you can start.
So just to give you an overview of the themes that we have taken up under the Indian presidency, under this working group. So this is the Environment and Climate Sustainability Working Group. We have focused on 3 key aspects when we talk about environment and climate. One is land degradation, which focuses on reclamation of mining areas and restoration of forest fire impacted land, and also water security. So that is one aspect. The second one is about blue economy and sustainable ocean management. And the third one is on resource efficiency and circular economy, because we believe that when we have circularity in our processes and in our products, that alone contributes a lot in a positive manner towards the environment, because there is less extraction of virgin material when we reuse, reduce, reuse, recycle is the principle behind circularity. So these are the 3 key themes that we have taken up under our presidency. And with that, the first thing that we did was, after, of course, the process of circulating an issue note so that our priorities are equally well understood by the G20 member countries. We also have 10 invitee countries and international organizations also who participate just to observe and see the tone and tenor of discussions. So once we had reached out to all the member G20 countries with our priorities, these priorities which I've already outlined are actually taking forward not just key themes in past presidencies, because the element of continuity is a very key aspect of G20, but at the same time, every country tries to focus on its own specific areas that they feel need to be further developed through collaborative frameworks, knowledge and sharing and best practices. So all that exercise was undertaken. Our first meeting was in Bengaluru in February this year, and there in each of them we have taken one side theme. So the side theme there was land, restoration of degraded land, reclamation of mining areas, and we had a side visit where we took them to see one of our very flagship projects, the Kalkere Arboretum, where there are different models, very successful models for restoring degraded land. And we also took them to the Bannerghatta Wildlife Park, Bannerghatta National Park, and they, all the delegates got an exposure of the kind of wildlife variety that we have in India. The second meeting that took place was in the month of March in Gandhinagar, and there the theme that we had taken in our side event was water. water security. So then we took them on a site visit to the Narmada siphon and escape, and they were also able to see our traditional systems of water management and modern practices. And there was a pavilion where all sorts of our macro approach to water management was put together in a comprehensive manner. Then we have come to the third meeting, which is the one ongoing in Mumbai. And here, oceans was the key theme in our side event. So as we've mentioned, yesterday there was beach cleaning activity. And this was for the first time that this happened across the country and across several countries, which has just been highlighted in the presentation. So the idea is it also resonates with the call to action that we have given in terms of lifestyle for environment, Mission Life. That was something that was announced by our Prime Minister in Glasgow in November 21. It is one of our nationally determined contribution objectives to promote sustainable lifestyles with mindful and deliberate utilization of resources. So this beach cleaning activity was actually something that connects with Mission Life, because it talks about how individuals can make a change to the environment. Their actions, the choices that we make as individuals have a positive or negative impact on the environment. So the beach cleaning activity was actually a manifestation also, not only of the sustainable coastal management and ocean economy that we've talked about, but also how our individual actions can have an impact in terms of even the marine litter that is caused because plastic goes into the ocean. It becomes part of the polluted marine environment. It harms all the biodiversity of the ocean and also harms the humans that are connected with the oceans. So the cleaning of the beaches, in a sense, is very closely connected with the larger issue of marine pollution and the specific issue of our own behaviors having an impact on the environment. So that was the theme, and these 2 days are focused on the discussions on the communique, because the idea as we move towards the last and final meeting of this ECSWG, that is scheduled to take place in July. And that is where the ministerial meet will also happen. So the ministers from all the G20 countries would get together, finalize the communique, and share that as the shared vision for the ECSWG. So again, this discussion and deliberation that is happening in Mumbai is very crucial from the perspective of coming out with the larger communique. So this was just to give you an overview of what really are our concepts and priorities and what we have done with respect to realizing those priorities through the G20 presidency. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
One of the themes